Well, this bracket, which some refer to as a jig, before this was disassembled to keep the engine's geometry the way it was from the factory, so there's no vibrations later. You know, this vibrations after something like this, it's such a big job, it can really cause problems later on. U-joints can fail. So this centers it, locates it to the right angle, and this engine mount bracket is tied into the new custom front end. The other side's being locked up now.
So you made that
with brake heats, yes.
By hand.
Right.
This
is original.
This is original, but you cleaned it up.
Yes.
Okay, original mount, handcrafted engine mount. Why?
It's tied into the front stub. Now
because we've modified the frame arms. Okay.
This engine was going to start rusting away if I didn't top coat it. This small amount of prep and recoat is that'll take me 10 minutes to redo it. You won't be able to tell. The thing will come up beautiful. Shaft right here. This U-joint and this pedestal, which will mount right here on this side.
How are you gonna get the engine mount to fit in there without interfering with the steering shaft?
Well, I have to notch the mount.
Cut a slice out of the mount in order to
get... This is a factory mount. Then there's a plate that I have. This is a mount that is superimposed right here. This is a mount that will go something similar like that fashion.
Okay, so totally different style than the other side.
Right, and this has to be notched for clearance for the shaft and then reinforced. And then another plate will come down here to reinforce this. And then we'll edge prime it and undercoat it. And then we're off to the steering column. There's going to be a couple of U-joints. U-joints allowing the 30 degrees operation, but it's not a straight shot here. Plus the exhaust is going to come here. So I have to put a hanger here, intermediate shaft, another U-joint, another double D-joint to the factory column. The factory column goes through here. That angle will be determined by the factory bracket, factory mounting. So it's working off the factory setup, and it just needs a lot of modification to get it to work right, from new to old.
But what he ends up with is is like a modern rack and steering system on coil springs.
Which he can get up to 5 degrees caster, which is probably kind of half a degree. So it'll handle good on the highway. Plus it has a sway bar now. It's going to have disc brakes. So as long as the engine operates the way it did, or better from the factory, which we're hoping for, then he'll be able to drive this on regular highways. No problem.